Hey everyone, it is Gabriela Barrero with There Is No Plan B, and we are here with one of our 25 Days of Small Biz Babes ladies who is actually down in South Jersey. She's an Asbury Park
It's Central,
girly.
Central Jersey.
Central,
Central Jersey.
Central. Oh,
Thank
that's,
you.
you know what? That shows
Thank
me
you.
my map. As a
Yeah.
North Jersey girl, I think we always say that there is no Central,
There
right?
is
It's
no,
North
it's
and
all South
South.
Jersey. Yes, yes. That's very North
So
Jersey of you.
she's a Asbury Park girly, and she also calls herself on her Instagram. If you go and see her bio,
Mhm.
the Elle Woods of budgeting,
Yes.
which I love. She's a financial coach, but she's not your average financial coach because if you
Mhm.
head to her Instagram, you're going to very quickly see that she loves to romanticize your relationship with money. She's someone who got
Mhm.
herself out of debt, built a phenomenal business, and has a proven system to help other successful women get out of debt as well.
Yes.
So, Shannon DePalma, can you walk us through your founder story? How did
Oh
you
God.
become the Elle Woods of budgeting?
Yeah. Wow. I never thought I would be the Elle Woods of budgeting. I thought that I would be known as like a successful businesswoman, honestly. I just never identified with the woman who has her money together. Like that never was me. Like I was never like, oh, I stay out of debt. I save money. I budget my money. I never identified with that girl. I was always like, I want to be that girl. Like I like her. She has savings. She has her life together, right? But I never thought I was going to be here. I thought my story was going to be like I was a successful businesswoman and and that was it. And then along with being a successful businesswoman, all that other stuff comes.
Yeah.
But I learned that fairly quickly, even when you get to success part, right? Like good money, your business is making six figures, you don't just automatically have like financial success. So I learned that very quickly in my story. So my story is so like my background is I built a wedding flower business in North Jersey in my 20s and I sold it by the time I was 30. And then I started teaching other women how to build businesses. And then I became successful. I had a six-figure coaching business. And I was like, whoa, like it felt good. Like I was signing high-end clients. I was signing like $10,000 clients. I was selling out masterminds. I was like being known in the coaching industry. I was like, this is amazing. I love it. And then behind the scenes, I was driving a 99 Toyota Corolla that I didn't know how to buy a new car. I had $25,000 in credit card debt. I had no savings. So I was still in the same cycle of money. Like I was still mentally in the same place with money that I was when I was making like $32,000 my first job out of college. Like I was still financially in the same place of like, it never felt like enough. I'm living paycheck to paycheck, but this was instead was like client payment to client
Yeah,
payment, right?
deposit after deposit, right?
Deposits
Invoice
after,
paid after
right?
invoice paid.
Yes, just waiting for like the next client to sign so I can pay the bills, right? Like always still I was still in that cycle and I was making more money than I had ever made in my entire life. And I couldn't believe how much those financial habits and things passed over even to making a lot of money because I think so many of us think, "Oh, when the part of my story comes where I make more money, all of that stuff will just magically, it'll all be taken care of." And I can tell you because I work with six-figure women, that's not how it works. Behind this, you could see a girl with a really nice big business and like amazing, good for her. Like she's done it, she's built the skills, but behind the scenes, she could still have lots of credit card debt. She could still have no savings. Like all that stuff could still be happening because it's an entirely different skill set to like be the person that then pays off debt and saves money. It's a brand new skill you have to learn. It's a brand new mindset you have to maintain now, you know? So what happened was it was the end of 2019. My husband and I had like, we were just on our journey of like starting to build wealth. You know, I was making all of this money and I was like, okay, like I really want to get to a point where I am like building wealth. I get pregnant with my daughter and I start to realize that I can't just make more money. I'm sick, I'm nauseous, like so nauseous the first trimester. I mean, puking like 3 times a day. And I
Yeah.
couldn't get to that place anymore where I said, "Oh, I'll just make more money and that will pay the next bill. I'll just make more money and that will pay the next thing," right? So when that's taken away from you, your only thing left to do is to be like, okay, well, like, what's the simplest and easiest way for me now to get to this place of debt payoff, or for me to pay that bill, or for me to get to that next thing? And the simplest, easiest way is just to manage your money. Like, it's not to go out and hustle for more. I couldn't do that. So I started looking at managing my money. So then when my daughter was born, she was born in May 2020. And I decided that was it. Like the minute she's born, things change when you become a mom. Like there is this
Absolutely.
like real reaction of, oh my God, every decision I'm making now affects someone else. Like every decision I make with money is now going to affect this little girl. Like every decision, every dollar I take for myself takes away from her. Like, okay, that weighs a little bit more, you know? So she's born in May 2020, and I decide, like, that's it. Like, I don't want to live like this fake success anymore. I want to build real wealth for myself. And whatever I'd been trying to do before in those 6 figure years just really wasn't resonating with me. So from the time she was born, I started paying off debt and saving money using my method, the romantic money overflow method. I had to create a whole new method because the way men were doing and the way I was taught just wasn't working for me. And I managed to pay off $25,000 of credit card debt, save 6 months of business expenses, save 6 months of personal expenses while being postpartum with a brand new baby, obviously in the pandemic. I then got pregnant again at 7 months postpartum while doing this. And I managed to do all of this. It was like 2 weeks before my son was born in September 2021. So throughout all of that, so I was postpartum. I became newly pregnant again, being postpartum. It's the pandemic. In addition to that, my husband was diagnosed with like a chronic illness. He was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. So during this time, I managed to do all of this. But it was because I really found a way that one like spoke to me as a girl who likes girly things, like as a girl who doesn't like restriction, as a girl who loves abundance. And I love the abundant mindset, and I love the woo woo world, and I love manifestation. And like, I love all those parts, but I also still want to do the things that build wealth. And I was able to find something that kind of fused the two worlds together. And that's where I am today. Yeah. I got debt
Wow.
free savings, wealth. Like I'm one of those women that I was like thinking about, like,
Absolutely. And I
yeah.
love that you bring that up because if anything, when you make money, realizing that you can still get on the same hamster wheel,
Yes.
but
Yes.
also when it comes to tax payments too, because
Yes.
Mr. IRS is
Mm.
going to be knocking on your door. And for those 6 figures, they want a few of them.
Oh
They want to
yeah.
hold it in their
They want
pocket
all of
too.
them.
Right. So how would you feel when it would come to tax time or when it would come to like, all right, I'm making all this money, it's going towards my bills. I'm like maintaining this quality of life. But okay, now tax time came around. Like how what like describe to us what you were feeling in your day to day back at that point in time.
Yeah. So here's the interesting part. So I'll talk about my story and then I'll talk about like how I help my other clients do it. The interesting part about my story is I would feel panicky and scared about taxes, but I never ended up falling behind on taxes. Like for some reason, it just never super intimidated me. But I work with a lot of women that obviously have tax payment plans, they have tax debt. It's so scary to them. It's really terrifying. So when I was in that place, I was paying my taxes on time. I would put money aside for my taxes. I'd do my QuickBooks, I'd stay on top of my money, and I'd put my taxes aside. So I always felt really confident with that. The
Yeah.
hard part for me was my personal finances. Like the money would come into my checking account, it would just like, it would magically disappear, right? But
Yeah.
I do have plenty of clients who are terrified of taxes. Like they're absolutely terrified. And I think it makes sense because I always have this like joke with my clients of like, the United States is so interesting with the way they do taxes. It's like, okay, pay us money. And we're all like, how much? And they're like, I don't know. You're gonna have to figure it out. And then you pay them, and then they're like, that's not the. And you're like, just tell me how much to pay you, right? And they're like, nope, sorry, we're not gonna tell you.
Yes, yes. I
Like, is
used to love
that?
this commercial where it was like a fisherman and a rod, and
Yeah.
he had a dollar at the end of the rod. And so you would see the dollar, and he's like, "Oh, you almost
Oh,
got
oh,
it.
you almost got it. Yeah,
Oh, oh, you're so close." And it really
that's what
does
it's
make,
like.
yeah, it really is so true. And we can really feel so much fear around taxes, especially for some people sitting there saying, you know what? A bookkeeper or accountant, like I just don't feel like I'm someone who's ever had that.
Yes.
So if you're a first time entrepreneur, you're making this, as they say, buku bucks, which I like always think that's such an interesting word because I've heard a few people say it before. So I just needed to repeat it because I like the way it sounds. And I guess it's supposed to translate to like a lot of money. You know, you're making all this money. Yeah, it's time to pay someone else. And sometimes you can get a little like, I didn't set
Mm-mm.
aside, money aside, but you did that. And that is so perfect. And that is like, we're like, yay, Shannon, the best kind of thing to not be in trouble with is Mr.
Yes.
Sam.
But I
Now,
understand why they feel that way, right? Like I understand
yeah,
why they feel so intimidated by it. But what I would say to anybody who's like scared of doing taxes or like thinking about their taxes is you can always, yes, you can always hire a professional, just hire a professional. Or two, like what if we think it's like not that complicated? Like what if it's pretty simple? Like what if I told you it's just like just take like 30% of what your profit was? That's it. What was your profit this year? What's 30%? Pay that to the government, you know? Like, I think it's because there's so much intimidation and fear around it that we think we can't handle it ourselves, right? And it's like, what if it really is like kind of simple? Like, what if it's not
well, but I love that mentality and that mindset shift of this gets to be simple for
simple?
me. What if
Yes.
we release? Because I think sometimes we can think we have to clench
Ugh.
and keep it all inside and
Yes.
bad things. And no, what if
Yes.
it's easy? What if it all works out? What if it all works out in your favor? What if you're the happiest you've ever been? And year to date with your all of your estimated tax contributions. But another question I have is as you paid off debt and then
Yes.
would you go back into debt? Like is that sometimes the cycle you used to be on before you
Yes.
went
Yep.
into your,
A thousand
and
percent.
how did it
Yep.
feel for you when you paid it off for the last time?
Okay, because I learned something the last time. That's what happened. That's
Yeah,
why I've been able to maintain being debt free because I finally learned this lesson. This is so funny. Every time I give this lesson, I think that
yeah,
everybody knows this.
yeah.
But like, it's like, no, a majority of the world doesn't know this, especially like women or people who are in debt or entrepreneurs, especially entrepreneurs, like never know this lesson. Is that so? I was getting into and out of debt. So in my six-figure year, I had a big launch. I had signed a client or something. So I took $10,000 and I threw it on my business credit card. It was in like $10,000 of credit card debt. Threw it on my bit. I'm debt free. I'm business debt free. Oh my God, I paid off my business credit card. Fast forward to a couple months later, oh, everything just started to like creep up on that
Yeah.
card again, right? And I was back into it, might have even been more on that. No, I think it got up to 10 again when I had paid it off because my personal was around like 15. So yeah, so it was like back up to 10 when I was starting to pay it off. So what I learned was for all of you listening who have gotten into and out of credit card debt, this is going to save you tens of $1,000s in interest. You need to save money before you pay off debt. So when I save those 6 months of expenses, now 6 months is huge. That's big. That would take some
Yeah.
people a very long time, right? For me, it was because I was a new mom. I was pregnant again. I knew a maternity leave was coming, right? That might be too much for some people. But the thing about saving that keeps you out of debt that most people don't understand is first of all, what you want to do is if you have credit card debt, think of it, this is going to be like it's a gross way to explain it, but this like really hammers it home for people. Okay. Think about that you have a wound that's bleeding, right?
Mhm.
First thing you do with something that's bleeding, what's the first thing you try to do?
Try to like cover it.
Yeah, like stop the
Yeah.
bleeding,
Like the
right?
stop movement. Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
want to stop the bleeding, right? So when you're saving money, the first thing you're doing is you're stopping the bleeding of adding, and basically that's adding debt to your credit card. What you want to do is
Mhm.
you want to stop the credit card debt from building. So like some people will be like, Well, like I saved $1,000 and then I had to use it on, my dog had to go to the vet or something. And I'll
Yeah.
say, but what you didn't do was you didn't add debt to the credit card. And that is success in itself, right?
Ooh, yes.
So it stops it, first of all. And then when things start to pop up, you no longer are reaching for the credit card. And that truly, as long as you have savings, you will continue to stay out of credit card debt. But most people think they do the math and think, oh, well, I need to pay off the credit card debt the fastest because I'm paying interest on it, I'm paying fees on it, right? It's got to come out. But in the end, if you don't save money, you're going to end up paying more in interest and fees because you're going to
Mm,
continue that cycle to get in and out of credit card debt. So just save money. It doesn't have to be 6 months, it could be 2 weeks. It could be $1,500. It could be, just anything. Anything that stops the debt from
yeah.
building is going to be your first step towards getting out of credit card debt.
Wow. And I love the
Yeah.
way that you really did share that analogy because if you're not saving and if you don't have the money to pay for unexpected emergencies or things that pop up,
Yes.
you're just going to keep putting things on
On
your
the
credit
credit card.
card. And for
Exactly.
some people, it feels better for them to do that. It feels
Yeah.
better for them to put things on the credit card. And then they're just like, oh, life feels good.
Feels
I
good.
still have the money in my bank account.
Yeah.
But then they don't have enough to pay it. And,
Yes.
not even what they charge, not just what the balance, but what they charge. And
Yes.
so I think it's such an interesting thing to share with people like, hey, have you considered saving?
Yes. Saving is such an underrated skill. Like most
Mm,
people in the financial world or just like sometimes I think when people are getting a financial education, it's like they want to go straight to the debt payoff and there's not enough emphasis and skill and education on saving. Like I look at saving as it was one, a brand new mindset I had to build. Two, it was a skill. Like this was a skill I was learning to build and grow. Like it wasn't just something like I think I could go on a tangent about this too, right? Is most people, it's kind of like, when you talk about like sex or something, it's like you assume everyone's just going to be good at it. You're just going to be good at it and it's just going to be great. Like
yeah,
saving it, like money is the same way. People think I should just know how to do this. I should just know how to stay out of debt. I should just know how to save. No, it's a legit skill you have to learn. You have to be taught. You have to have a mindset. You have to have a strategy, right? It's a whole skill you have to learn. Like, don't assume that you should know what to do. Like, assume that you don't know. Assume that you need to be curious. Assume that you need to be coached. Assume you need to be educated. Like, maybe I don't know how to get out of debt. Maybe I should figure
absolutely.
it out, right?
Yeah, yeah. And it's so interesting bringing this up because one of the questions I always ask my clients is, how are we doing financially? And especially, are we contributing to retirement? What
Oh,
is our
yeah.
retirement savings
Yeah.
plan?
Hmm.
And they're like, oh, I'll
Mm,
get to it one day. And it's like, hi, one day has
it's
arrived.
here.
What are your thoughts around saving, paying off debt,
Mm.
contributing to a retirement? Like, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that was the biggest, like when you become a mom, all of a sudden you start to be like, whoa, one, time moves really fast. Like you start to see how fast time moves when you're raising kids, right? And
Yeah.
then two, I start to think about the more I thought about future Shannon, the more I thought she's gonna be tired, right? She's gonna be really tired. She's gonna be old and
First,
tired,
first of all, she's going to be tired. If there's
tired.
one thing we know is that our kids will always need us, and we are going to get the oddest calls in the entire world at 80 years old. And
Yes.
she deserves the best. That
Yes,
tired old
exactly.
lady deserves the world.
She does, right? Like she
Yes,
deserves to rest. Sit
yes,
down. You're tired, like there's
yes. Retire.
yeah, retired because you're tired.
Yes,
That's
because
a
you're
lot.
tired. Yes, yes, exactly. But I think a lot of us might be watching our
Um,
grandparents working
oh
and
my
have
God. Yeah, they're all still
education.
working. Uh-huh.
So there is no, it's like almost like, oh, that doesn't get to be me. I don't get to retire. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
we want you to. We want
Yes.
that to be your reality.
Yes, exactly. I think that there was this book that changed my mind like during this whole time, right? This whole time. I started reading a book called The Millionaire Next Door. Now it's very dry. Like if you like a good like fun suspenseful novel, you're going to be like, "Oh my God, Shannon,
It's
This
the
is
book
like
you read to help you go to sleep, essentially.
yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Read it before you go to sleep because it'll put you to sleep. It's a perfect book
Perfect.
to read right before you go to bed, but it will change your mind on the way you view money and on the way you view what the purpose of money is, right? Like there are people in this book. So it's basically a book about people who have become millionaires before no, sorry, the whole thing is around like they retire before regular retirement age. And obviously, these people are millionaires also, in addition to that. But it's talking about
Yes.
people with regular jobs who have saved a whole bunch of money so they could get actual
Ooh.
freedom, right? So I work with entrepreneurs, and the whole reason why someone became an entrepreneur was for freedom. But then you all of a sudden make money, the thing, and the freedom is gone, right? It's like there's no retirement. There's no like there's nothing. You're just working for every single client and every single dollar. And it's like,
Mm.
great, you got to step one, which is create your own flexibility, your own time, right? Step two then is to use this vehicle, your business, to build wealth. So you could retire at 55 if you wanted to, if you use your money
Yeah.
right. Like you could retire at 45 if you wanted to, if you use your money right. So it's like, think about it that it's not just, this isn't the end game, just to have a business to get client after client after client and make credit card payment after credit card payment.
Wow.
End game is wealth, is retiring before you have to. End game is owning properties. End game is investment properties, right? It's like, don't forget there's like a second level to this entrepreneurship thing. And you don't have to be a six-figure, huge business owner to get there. There's strategies and ways to get there, just like a
Mm.
regular type of salary, a regular type of thing happening.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I wrote that name down. I am ordering that
It'll put you to
because
sleep,
A,
but
I
change
love
your
books
mind.
that put me to sleep. I love them. Like that's what I was dreaming of. Like, dear Lord, please send me a book that will put me to sleep. So that's an answered prayer, to be honest.
Oh my God.
So I'm
Yes.
excited. And I also kind of love those kind of books. So maybe I'll read in the morning, you know, like, and I'll just be like, Shannon DePalma. She's the one. I don't know why I shook my hand like that, but
Yes.
I would,
You're
I
holding
would
the
hold the
book.
book
You're
steadily. Yeah,
holding.
I would hold it. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Like a little money card. Like, this is what we're becoming. Are there any other books that you recommend? Because I'm like, oh,
Oh
that was
my
a good
God. That one to me changed the way I view wealth. I'm gonna keep, let me give one more sentence about it. Okay. Because
one.
when I was reading it, I remember thinking that wealth was people driving BMWs, people living in big houses, right? That's what I thought wealth was. That's not wealth. That's those people could be just as much like underwater as anybody else, right? Like they could have maxed out, they could have tons of credit card debt and have nice clothes and a BMW and a huge house. Yeah, that's not wealth. They are now tied to making those payments and stuff, right? Like true wealth is being able to do what you want with your time, like not having to answer to a credit card company, a mortgage payment, all these things, right? It's like being able to say, like, I have enough money. It's like that, kind of like that FU money point, right? Like, I can do whatever I want. But that's like what that book awoke me to what true wealth was. I was like, oh, that's what wealth is. Okay,
Wow.
so it's not the BMWs, it's not the Gucci purses, it's not this or that or whatever. True wealth is like,
Wow.
yeah, is that it's
In
freedom.
materialism, right? I think globally as a world, we have started to value the things that someone wears, the car they
Yeah.
drive, over who they are and what they may be battling on the inside. So I
Yes.
love that you shared that because
Yeah.
you can be around people that have all these things and kind of have a different air of arrogance about them, but then you always realize they probably are in the same boat as I am,
Yeah. Yeah. They
right?
could.
Like
Hmm.
they might not be any different. And I think sometimes you realize that maybe you're even better off
Yeah.
than how some of
Sometimes you
these
could be
other
better
individuals.
off for sure. Yeah.
So interesting. But Shannon, I'm so excited for our Instagram live that we'll also have. Where can people find you?
Where
And
am I? Where am
what
I?
do you have upcoming that they can join? Tell them about how they can work with you.
All right. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, you could do that. I would say I'm not a big Instagram girly, but I try to post like once or twice a week. But you can find me on Instagram at Shannon DePalma Coach. But my big place, I go live, I do challenges, I give free workbooks, all that stuff. Like if you really want to dive in deep to like getting to change your money, you want to be debt free in 2026, head to my Facebook group. It's currently under Romantic Money Lounge. I'm switching the name soon, but I'll just wait till this is this is out. It's going to become debt free female entrepreneurs, but I'm just going to leave. You can search Romantic Money Lounge in Facebook and the group will come up. And that's where I do a lot of my lives, things like that. And then also just you can head to my website and sign up for the freebie. That will give you the link to the Facebook group too. And my freebie is called Romantic Money Overflow. It's like a big introduction to kind of how I do budgeting differently. Like, what were those steps that I took to make budgeting fun and feminine and manifesty and woo woo while also still really looking at my numbers, like really building wealth. That's my website and it's called Romantic Money Overflow.
Beautiful. One of my favorite things to do as we close
Ooh,
is to either two options,
okay.
either share a quote that's really inspired you in your career
Oh
or
man.
this year, or if you think your future self could come back in time and talk to you today and you could meet her at a coffee shop, what do you think she'd tell you? So two
Oh my
choices. Which
God.
one do you want?
Oh my God. All right. I want I want to give a quote. The only quote I can remember though is the Michael Scott quote right now.
What is that one?
The one- You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yes.
Just such a good one, right? It's
Yes. 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 Wait, isn't that you mean Michael Jordan?
no, no. Michael Scott from The Office like
Yes.
messes up the quote. It's like originally a Wayne
Oh,
Gretzky quote from
yes, yes.
hockey,
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
but it was something like it's wrong. So maybe I'm
He
saying it the
says it.
right way and it's supposed to
Yeah,
be
I
the
think
wrong
you
way.
are. Yes,
It's one of
yes.
those. It's one of those. And
Oh, I
I
love The
love that
Office.
because I think like I for a long time I was scared. I think I was scared to be uncomfortable, like whenever
Yeah,
you're trying to go to that next phase. And
yeah,
money work is not comfortable at all.
yeah,
You have to
yeah,
really like look at what you decisions you've made, things you've done, right? Like it's
yeah.
so uncomfortable like to look at that,
Absolutely.
right? And so for anybody who's like out there, like I think if you can make yourself feel uncomfortable, take those shots every single day, then that's how you know you actually are making progress in your life and you're getting towards growth. Mhm.
Mm, mic drop. But yours is
I
properly
can't I can't
installed, so
drop it.
it won't be dropping, right? Right? You're like hacking away at it. It's like visibly painful for us
Yes.
to watch. We're like, don't stop it. Shannon, thank you so much for
Thank
doing the work
you.
that you do. You are fabulous. I'm so excited for our Instagram live. I'm so excited. I'm gonna order this book.
Order the
I'm gonna
book,
go onto this Facebook
read five
lounge.
pages, fall asleep,
Okay, yeah.
read
Go
another
to
five.
go into a small nap. Like this is the perfect book for me because at this kind of season, it's this time of the season, it's time for me to slow down anyway.
It's like hibernate,
So
hibernate a little bit.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
do like sometimes what my middle child does where he falls
Mm.
asleep under blankets, you
Oh,
know? So
cutie.
like maybe I should do that next to him and I'll read a book and
Mm-hmm.
I could even read it
Then
to
you'll
him.
wake up and then you'll be richer in your
I'll be
mind.
richer and be like,
Then you'll be richer in your money.
Mommy is making those buku bucks. Whoops, wrong way. Is that the S?
Is that a B?
Which one? Whichever one. We don't know what it is.
I
It's
don't
an
know what
accordion
that
of
is.
sorts. It's supposed to be an S, but it's
Oh, wait.
definitely
It's like a
is it
dollar
close?
sign.
Yeah, that's what I was
Oh,
trying
now
to
I get
do.
it.
Yes, yes, yeah, yeah.
Oh my
It's
God.
okay. The key point is that you almost got it. So that's something
Okay. I
really real
am a
quick. I'm gonna
millennial.
refine.
I
I'm
don't know.
I'm a millennial too, so we're twins there.
We're cringy millennials, remember? We're like, we
We're
are cringe.
cringy. Yeah, we are cringy millennials. It can be like a little podcast intro. Yeah, yeah.
That'd be great.
But thank you so much, Shannon
Oh
from
my God.
Central New Jersey.
Central.
Okay, because that is a place, it is a thing, it does exist, and we honor
Yes.
thee. We honor them in Central New
Thank
Jersey
you.
for their contributions
Thank
via
you.
Asbury Park because we love Asbury Park. Thank you so much for this conversation, Shannon.
Thank you for having me. This was